Hello? No. Not new source. Not new source. New input, as you said. Testing. Can you hear me? New microphone. Who this? You can. Excellent. Huzzah. Welcome in, everybody. How we doing? Hi. It's done the thing again. So. No, it should still be on the same source. Nice. Half reception and you switched. Rip. How we doing? Get that on the big jobs. Yeah. 100%. I'm confused. I'm confused as to how you've gotten so confused, Old. Is this a new era of confusion? You got a clean button press for once. Yep. Wrong for shareholder value. Oh no. You could say shareholder value is in the pit. Literally just finished and uploaded the pit drawing you made yesterday. Oh, today? Yeah. Let's have a look. You drew the pit. Oh my god. What is this? Hello? Snow? I literally just started. Welcome in. Welcome in, Snow. How'd you go? How was stream? Hi, Miz. Hi, Snow. How you going? Not even Friday? I know. Not even Friday. How you doing? Welcome in. The usual treatment here is if you've come in with a raid, I would love an art tax, please. If you've got any work that you'd like to share, any work in progress, any recent pieces that you'd like for me to have a look at, I would love to see. But yeah, welcome in. I went live too late for you to... Sorry, bud. Sorry. Yeah, running a little bit behind schedule today. Hi, Nice. Hi. Welcome. Good morning. Technically, it's a double raid. Mid-raided you... Mis-raided you as you were wrapping up. Well, I'm happy to be the recipient. Welcome. Friday's kind of like the Wednesday of the weekends, if you think about it. I suppose so. I do suppose so. But like, everybody hold your breath for a second. Jade made this today. It's the tavern. Look, it's the tavern. It's the tavern up top, and then it's the pit underneath. How good is this? How sick of an image is this? So good. Oh, hi Van. How you going? Oh, about your hearing aids? Sorry, bud. It happens. Dope as hell, right? So sick. So sick. You can even see the bone collector underneath. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. Let you in that pit. Not with a 7. Sorry, bud. Next time. Hidden bone collector. The coins. I freaking knew it. And the king is in the shadows. Wait. Where was the king? There he freaking is. There he is. Enhance. Houston, we got him. Right there. That's so good. That's so good. No, that was me. That was me with my natural one at the start of stream. You can totally do an art tag. So I have a Discord. Yeah. If you type in !Discord, it'll come up with the link. Please do. Please share. Working on a Meowie Crimesmas holiday art with a cozy distraction of the cat from the Cat College. Hell yeah. Send it through. Fields with a 3 stream streak. Hell yeah. Does this mean you try and jump into the pit, fall not poorly enough to fail successfully into the pit? Correct. That is the case, yeah. You dive onto the floorboards, but they close up as you make contact. Can you stop holding your breath now? Yeah. Alt, breathe. Breathe. I was saying hold your breath in anticipation of the artwork that Jade had made. You're streaking with a 3 stream streak from Miz as well. Hell yeah. Hi, Maze. How you going? Welcome in. 17's not bad. 17's not bad at all. That should work. The D20 has spoken. Ground doesn't open beneath you as you give the floorboards the people's... Nope. Solid nope on that one. I've seen too many home videos, like the home video fails of somebody attempting to perform a wrestling move, and it just going incredibly poorly. Thinking that in that scenario, the floor keeps the elbow. Yeah, no, I don't think the elbow's walking away from that interaction. It's not a good line. It's not a first good line. It's not a good first line. Okay, improvement. Confidence. I've never been more confident in my life. Okay, a little less confident. Worked on your tree Eldritch thing tonight. It's coming along well, you think? Excellent. If you've got any more work in progress shots of it, I would love to see. Worked a 9-hour shift because it's too damn slippery outside. So hard to go really slowly. Gonna finally go to sleep. Yes, hell yeah. Well earned. The Mahali method. Draw whatever and fix it with rendering. Yeah, it's entirely correct. Already up. Let's have a look. Share your art. Update on the thing. Hell yeah. Yes. We've got some like dark tendrils coming in now. Nice. Because before it was just this it was this base layer. We had all the form, which was good, but now we've got some of the detail coming through. Hell yeah. Is this one of potentially many eyeballs that are coming through here on the face as well? Looking sick. You demand satisfaction in a second, did you? I'll be with you in a second. Below mid, sorry, but it's looking really good, Miz. Really good. I love the gradient that's coming through on the chin as well. Really nice. Okay. Digi. Earlier, you'd walked up to the post in the tavern where an ornate dagger was stabbed into the wood. Below the dagger, a parchment. You pull the parchment from beneath, revealing it to read. Scrimbles the rat is wanting a serious portrait of themselves. Use only curved lines. Ooh, another portrait. We had a portrait yesterday as well. Hell yeah. How does that sound, did you? 1, does it sound doable? And if so, how long would you like to give yourself? To be fair, you were merely quoting my own words. Would never have come up with that one. I mean, fair. Was it a direct quote? Draw whatever and fix with rendering. Yeah, that's a direct Bartley quote. Yeah, I'd say that. Sounds doable, but you don't want to do it. Fair enough. Are you relinquishing the quest back to the post? Is that what I'm understanding? It's so hard to draw bark. It is 100% way too hard to draw bark. You just like to take a look at the quest. Yeah, fair enough. Doing a bit of shopping. Fair enough. Okay. Well, if that's the case, the quest goes back up. Kid time and then Mighty 9. Have a good stream. Thanks, bud. Thank you for dropping in for a little bit. Good luck. More or less. Asked to draw a pumpkin so you can see how it was done. You learn valuable lesson from it. Fix it after the fact. Hell yeah. Silly art shed. Let's have a look. Where? There it is. Work in progress. Your boys being criminals. Had to redeem for a sunflower forest kitty for a cat college. Hell yeah. Meowie Crimesmas. I see. Stealing the milk and cookies. Hell yes. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. I love the just no guilt whatsoever. Just blatant crimes. And then we've got the cat college. Hell yeah. No, this is awesome. So good. So good. I love the Phantom of the Opera. I love the Phantom of the Opera cat. That's fantastic. It's awesome. Awesome. Sweet. Give you another one with the color modifier or something. Come on. It's all a matter of chance. All a matter of chance. You're the tentacle cat. Makes sense. Does make sense. Like the cat with the glasses. It's a good look. Very slow at arts person, so you take some time, but it's so much fun. It's not a race. It's not a race. Anybody who makes you feel like it's supposed to be a race, ignore them. Not getting 2 1s in a row. No. Not today. The streak is broken. How you doing, Bebop? Straight lines. Come on. I can get straight lines out of my arm, I reckon. What's the December art challenge? I'm extending the November art challenge until the end of this week because of how messy the last couple of weeks were. As Miz falls into the pit. But I will reveal the art challenge for December next week. First thing, Monday, I promise. If it was a race, your stick figures would be far more popular. Exactly, right? Oh, these lines are awful. Come on, recovery. It's not recovery. It's not recoverying. Frick. Some of them are okay. This is awful. You jinx yourself by pointing out your nat 20s. It's true. It's true. The dice giveth, and the dice also taketh away. Lovely pictures of a ton of gremlin energy animals, but it's more fun if everyone picks their own vibe and energy. 100%. 100%. That's what I've been enjoying about the Friday canvases, with everybody joining in and adding their own little drawings, is that it adds an eclectic energy to it that you just don't get in my paintings. It's great. Think of it like this. If all those lines were sticks you found on the ground, you'd consider them quite straight. That doesn't help. They're very straight for random twigs. No, that's fair. No, I appreciate the attempt. No, Jamie. It's okay. It's fun down here. I forgot to hold my other sleeve for stability. Someone fire this monk. Never script the holy texts ever again. I mean, anybody who had brought me in to work on the holy scripts, that's kind of a them fault at that point. Do you keep your golem hammock? Yeah, I reckon you keep your your golem hammock. I think it's a case of one of the golems fell into the pit and kind of dragged you and the other golem along the way. They can hold you out of the way, the bone collector. I mean, yeah, potentially so. Nope, that was with my wrist. It's awful. It's awful. Hop. Hop. You're interwebs tomorrow? Is a 9? I mean, 9 is just like a little bit below average, so maybe just slow interwebs? Maybe not a full dropout? Oh no. So many people in the pit with me today. Welcome, Snow. Makes sense, they big. Might have accidentally stomped a hole in the floor while appreciating a table. Yeah. I reckon that's the case. Hep. 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 No, Snow. My favourite Australian meme is there was a show back in, I want to say like 2008, 2009, 2010, kind of that era of television, called H2O Just Add Water. And it was an Australian fantasy show about, the premise was there were these girls who, if they ever interacted with water, they would become mermaids, and they were attempting to like live their life secretly as mermaids, and they needed to like keep the secret because otherwise they would be like captured by scientists or whatever if people found out. So all of the episodes would consist of them attempting to avoid water-based hijinks, but oh geez, in one way, shape or form, they would get splashed by a bit of water, and then hilarity ensues where they're trying to like hide their tail and like hide away from people who are trying to find them, blah 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 blah. Sounds a lot like Splash, potentially so. Somebody took footage of H2O Just Add Water and redubbed it with overly enunciated Australianisms. The main characters' names were Emma and Cleo. So you've got, I believe it's an Australian dude, whatever, going, oh no, H2O, oh Cleo, no, it's water. It's so good. I can't do it justice. I cannot do it justice. If you were to look up H2O Just Add Water Australian or something, it might come up with the meme. It's very funny. Very, 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 very funny. Yeah, Cleo, the condensation. Yeah, as like water's dripping down on the glass and touches her hand. It's so funny. So funny. Catch and tangle with the hammock on the way down. Now covered in straw. Oh, jeez. I have classes. Seem to not have a ranger. It's true. I've kept them because I used to have all of the D&D classes, but it took up a whole bunch of roles in Discord, so I've had to condense quite drastically. And unfortunately, Ranger took one of the bullets in the process. Same with like, I don't have a warlock. I don't have like a distinction between wizard and sorcerer. I don't have a distinction between barbarian, fighter, ranger. Yep. Because I'm no ordinary girl from the deep blue underwater. Yes! Oh, God, the theme song. Who does the little backpack damage? Is there backpack damage? Didn't know about the show until you saw the guy making shorts, totally making fun of it. There's so many. Oh, no. Oh, it's perfect. It's beautiful. Whole point was trying to avoid getting wet. One of the trio worked at SeaWorld. That's part of the tension, you know? Imagine a waiter accidentally falling down into a pit while delivering food to a patron and immediately becoming face-to-face with the bone collector. Good news, the order they're still holding is wings. Bad news, they're boneless wings. Bone collector doesn't accept boneless wings. There are classes, and you're just now finding out. Yeah, in the Discord. In the Discord. Valid as heck. Yeah. I try to give people options in whatever ways that I can, but it's one of the ways that I had to shrink things a little bit. Magic tank frontliner stock, that kind of thing, yeah. Or the 9. Hi, how you going? God. Oh no, I immediately went into it. Hi Slinky, how you going? It's addictive, what can I say? In my defense, with how squiggly these lines are, I'm very drunk, probably, right? Incredibly inebriated. Sloshed. I'm not proud of these ones. Not proud of these ones at all. But they are mine, so I must accept them. Studies, lines, add them to the pile. Those look so straight. Absolutely straight. No, don't lie to me. I will not be coddled. Sloshed with lines that straight. I mean, yeah, no, that's a good point. With how drunk I am, with how plastered I am, it's a good point. Can't prove otherwise. It's true. It's true. What are you going to do? Test my alcohol levels from there? You've accepted the role of warrior. Now what? Well, for one, you've unlocked the Fate channel at the bottom of the Discord. That's one boon that you get. You've decided your spirit animal is an American possum. Almost bought a badge reel that had a possum panicking and saying, "Oh no!" says one of the says one more inconvenience and I'm biting ankles. Glorious. Walk in a straight line. Ooh, that's an immaculately straight line, Miz. I couldn't imagine that you're drunk with that kind of performance. Well done. Just gauge the spacing of your words, how long you space out for, if at all, trying to prove you are. If not drunk is a sign of us. You are or are not drunk is a sign of slush. God, that doesn't count. You can't trick me into talking drunk by typing drunk. That's cheating. Totally not drunk. I was tricked, okay? Now I'm getting gaslit. But the way I said that means you can suspect at least one glass. Frank. They know. They know. They've figured it out. Hope I'm doing well. Slowly coming to life. It is. It's getting there. How you going, Grainy? Hope you've had a good day so far. Looking stunning. Thank you. It is just a study. I'll say that from now. Just because, like, this isn't my work. I didn't ask permission to use this photograph for like an official artwork. I won't get paid for prints of this or anything like that. So it's officially not my work. It's just a study. I just want to clarify. Cover my own. Cover my trail. Cover legal stuff. Well, cause magic, Jamie. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Working as intended. Only midday, but yep. Look, though you got to work. Sadly, all good. No stress. You're about to report me, but I've gone and foiled your plans. What can I say? I'm ahead of the curve. Your mic isn't even plugged in. Well. What can I say? Telepathy is one hell of a drug. You've chosen engineer, a good choice. As I was saying a second ago, it gives you access to the Fate channel down the bottom. But honestly, the biggest boon that it provides you is the fact that you get to choose your colors a little bit. You like making things go boom? Then you've chosen correctly. So, Snow, tell me how did this cat college come about? What started it? If you can hear me, welcome back. Welcome back from the adscape. Snow, if you didn't hear me before, what started the cat college? How am I feeling for a 5-minute sketch? Yeah, I can do a 5-minute sketch. So just goaded and talented of an artist. So that's the origin story. Okay. So they just decided, you know what? Today is the day that we do cats. To be fair, though, that's kind of what Andrew Lloyd Webber kind of went through as well. He just went, you know what? I'm writing a musical about cats, and there's nothing that can be done. There's nothing that can be done otherwise. You need to know all the rules before you claim it. It's pretty straightforward. Speaking of, Van, what would you like me to sketch for 5 minutes? There's no rules, claim your prize, yeah. We'll start with Vans and then we'll go to Slinky's afterwards. Van, what would you like sketched? You'd like me to... That's incredibly generous. You'd like for me to sketch Slinky's idea? Hell yeah, okay. Slinky, what would you like sketched? Can you add to it to make it a 10-minute sketch? I prefer not, just because then it opens the door to people being able to put them back to back and like making like half-hour long sketches and stuff, which I'm not too comfortable with. But you could redeem another one at a later time, or you could redeem it again, and I could expand on the first one. So I could take the original one and develop it further if you'd like. How's it going? Yeah, good, Kate. Good. How are you? How's your day been? 50-minute sketch. That's the fear. That's the fear, right? You could in spirit do that, where you redeem 10 5-minute sketches all paced out a little bit, and I could keep working on that same image over and over and over again and kind of develop it over 50 minutes, quote unquote. Just love doing art with friend references. Love these styles of quick drawings and find them to be good practice. Fair. So is that how the cat concept came about? Was you started just drawing some of your friends as cats and it kind of just went from there? Imagine a 50-minute quote unquote sketch. I know. I can only dream. Imagine if you have bits of redeems that add 1 minute per dollar of bits. That might get a little bit chaotic. I've considered methods of like quest redeems leading to things like sketches as rewards and stuff like that, but I've yet to find something that's satisfying. How confident am I with drawing a dragon? Yeah, I can draw a dragon. I mean, it'll be a 5-minute dragon, but if you're happy with that, then hell yeah. Strong-armed me into posting things now, so there's a paper trail. That true. Yeah, I need to post my studies from the last couple of months on Discord. Good reminder. You're broke, so you wouldn't be able to do it, but it'd be awesome to watch. The suffering, absolute suffering. You do lots of cat-related art because your cats are a huge part of your life and in space in general. Yeah, fair. Let's go with a baby dragon from Game of Thrones. Yeah, okay, could do that. Hell yeah. Time on the clock. Fill it with timer juice. Hell yeah. It has to be Drogon. Drogon specifically. Drogon is the black one, I think, from memory. There's a streamer you follow that did hype doodles, and it absolutely took up all their time. So you'd not recommend going down that route? Yeah, that's my fear. That's my fear. Trying your best to sleep. Today's been crazy. Needed reference photos of a Gambison in a specific pose. Couldn't find it, so you had to track one down and use it to take photos. Then you lost your glove and found it under the chair, and you wheeled later, and now you're waiting for a new Wacom glove to get here, and now the person with narcolepsy, is having a hard time sleeping, which is crazy. Oh, the full 9 yards. Sorry to hear it, Kate. I hope things go smoothly from here. No matter how bad you are at drawing, circle and triangle ears are a good starting point. True. I mean, heck, dragons can be circle and triangles as well if you're creative about it. Let's go with a dear Google. Drogon, please. Yeah, okay. Yep. No, not Trogdor, Drogon. I mean, close, but not the same. Dragons are so hard. They can be a little bit full on. Although I will say, this, not a dragon. This is not a dragon. This on Daenerys' shoulder, not a dragon. This is in fact a wyvern, a wyvern, I suppose some people pronounce it as, because dragons have 4 limbs and wings. Wyverns have 2 limbs and 2 wings. This is a wyvern. This isn't a dragon. All wyverns are dragons, but not all dragons are wyverns. Yeah, okay. No, there's some truth to that. I'd say that wyverns are considered to be lesser dragons, I suppose, is the distinction. Did one for Smaugers. Took forever to get the perspective right. Yep. Get messed up with dragons because their skeletons wouldn't work. They're a bit funky. Yeah. They're a little bit funky. All right. We have a reference. We have a timer. We have the conviction. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Lock it in. I don't think we need irises and that kind of thing. Just eye form should do the trick. Background, we have we don't have time for we do not have time for background element. Frick. I was getting lost in it. I was getting lost in the source. This one's Legolas. It's true. This one's Legolas from Game of Thrones. Stewie, I always know that I've nailed it when you can immediately spot what I've worked on, what I'm working on. Frick. Okay, I'm just going to quickly add a little shadow here and a shadow the egg as well. There you go. There you go, Slinky. We have a little baby Drogon. What do you reckon? 5-minute scribble? Excellent. Okay, we'll wait for like an hour or two, depending on how I'm feeling, and then we can expand on it a little bit more. Have another 5? Yeah, in a bit. That's like, thank you. There's a dragon called Legolas in Game of Thrones. There is. Not true. It's not true. Stewie's being ridiculous again. There's a range of what is classified as dragons in like all media. Myth is kind of like a big reptile, but even that wouldn't cover a lot of famous sea monsters that are also referred to as dragons. True. Aren't D&D dragons different than like the ones from Myth? D&D dragons have like a weird membrane connecting the wings to the back legs or something. There's something particular in the artwork that I keep noticing. Technically, lung dragons are true dragons in their own mythology, but they don't have wings, so you don't know. It's all semantics. It is all semantics at the end of the day. Sitting here believing every word. No, you're all good. You're all good. You kind of want to try this challenge? Yeah, you can go for it. Nothing's stopping you. Dragon looks like it's been caught eating something. A caudal is more bird-like dragon with no legs. There are a whole bunch of really, really, really cool ones. Really, really, really cool ones. Let's check a little signature down the bottom. There we go. I'll chuck it in the Discord. And then, yeah, when I'm feeling up to working on another section, Slinky, I'll drop the timer again, and I'll do another little stint on it. Wait a second, confusion. Hi Ari, how you going? Put away the timer. Yes, I have. Excellent. You'll post a photo of all the dragon types in Discord. Perfect. Perfection. Brain thinky difficult. All right. Brain thinky very difficult. Like a chart. Super silent, slight voices echo when you move to his side. Move to the side. Do they? Can you hear the ghouls and ghosts whenever I'm speaking off to the side? Where's the disability access? You're on it, Stuart. Perspective-wise, you're literally on it. It's just it's a more slight incline, you know. Some friends are making a Minecraft dino conservation story building thing where they had a dramatic sad, but it involved hatching dino eggs. Got super excited and drew baby dinos yesterday. Nice. Oh, speaking of, thank you for the reminder. I mentioned it earlier, but I'll say it again. Because of how cactus the last couple of weeks have been, with my availability kind of dipping all over the place, I've extended the art challenge for November by another week. So it'll go until the end of this weekend. So if you've got an entry for November that you'd like to submit so that you can get a little VIP badge in chat, you've got time. You've got until the end of the weekend. Lindworms are pretty cool too. Oh, I haven't heard of lindworms before. Are you okay to put it in artist resources? Yeah. If it makes sense to put it into artist resources, to use it as a resource, yes. A lot of cool niche dragons around the world. In the Congo, they have stories of Kirimu, who's a large animal with a black hide, teeth like a dog, the tail of an eagle, and 7 horned heads. Ooh. Hell yeah. They're like a worm, no wings, but only front legs. Interesting. That I haven't seen before. I've seen the classic, the wyvern setup. I've seen the drake, the wingless dragon. I've never seen just front legs. Whenever you hit me with a unique visual like that, watch very carefully because you can actually see me building the D&D encounter in my head. How you going, by the way, Stewie? How's your date been? Are you stoked? Are you having the best time? Destiny Star Wars now available in a corner store near you. Do you just post the dinos in Art Fair channel as well, then? Because you put it in the art share earlier. Yeah. In the monthly art. In the monthly art fair. Yep. Skullcrawler is a lindworm, technically. Skullcrawler. Why does that bring up a visual? What's a skullcrawler from? Been good? Having the time of your life? It's been so much fun. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I've said it in the past, but I'll say it again. The expansion is not my jam, but I'm really happy to hear that you're having the time of your life with it. That's awesome. Drifter's Ghost has a New Jersey accent. It's hilarious. Perfect. Hey, I'm ghosting over here. Meh. 14's not bad, blood. 14's not bad at all. Problem is the word dragon is so vague because colonization, so anything can be dragon. It's true. It's true. It's kind of all been chucked into one basket, right? Because everybody had moment of, these dinosaur bones looking kind of crazy. Probably this thing. And everyone just kind of chucked that into the dragon basket. But it's not that simple in the sense that every culture had its own word for it. But it was all colloquialized to dragon. It was reduced. Skullcrawlers from Kong Skyline. That's where I'm familiar with the design. Yeah, because I immediately had the visual of the big, almost like crocodile skull creature with like 2 front legs and it drags itself around. Yeah. Yep. Almost 10k. Almost 10k what? Almost 10,000 gallons of yogurt. Hi Shika. Hi. How you going? Elephant Skull is where the Cyclops came from. Of course, because of the big void in the front of the skull. The big void in the front of the skull where the sinuses and stuff are, but the trunk and everything. Yeah. Yep. You take a bath in that much yogurt? So my mum was under the misconception. Maybe it's true. But my mum was under the assumption, had the knowledge of if you receive a sunburn, an adequate response is to cover the area in your yogurt. So as children, myself and my siblings are intimately familiar with the sensation of spreading yogurt upon one's skin, and it's not a good sensation. I can't recommend it to anyone. It's not a good time. So whenever, yes, correct, yes, yogurt for a sunburn. So the thought of 10,000 gallons of yogurt and then somebody saying, I would like to swim in that, it's not a good time. I promise you. You're gonna drown. You're gonna drown in yogurt, and you're gonna be miserable. It'll be the worst 10 seconds of your life. A New Jersey accent, isn't that what we say things like wonder or spigot instead of spigot? Yes, exactly. And also it is where you declare that where you are walking here or something, right? 10,000 of slurm. Hell yeah. Learned working in creature design that drawing creatures is kind of like selling a home. You want a dragon? How many wings? How many legs? You want long dragon or short dragon? What color? Any specifics? Trees for haunts? Magma that pours out from the scales? Fins, feathers, gills? Ooh, it's like car modifications, right? Would you like heated seats on your dragon? Would you like for there to be a spoiler on the back of your dragon? Would you like for your dragon to have hydraulics in its legs? Perfect. You're good? Just got into bed? Thinking about lurking while you sleep? Is that weird? Feel like it? No, not at all. Not at all. If people feel comfortable to fall asleep in the tavern, it's just a testament to how cozy the tavern is. Hell yeah. Yogurt for a sunburn? Yes. So worried about the infection potential, as you should be. What about a garbage bag of yogurt or maybe pudding? So much potential for sunburn treatments. So much. Now you want to draw that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dragon made of car. Yes, exactly. Even though yogurt had beneficial organisms, that can be bad in an environment that promotes rapid growth. As a bad combo with broken and compromised skin, you're at a higher risk for infections. Thank you, Fire. Thank you for giving me ammunition to hurl in a general direction next time she suggests it. I can say it with confidence as well. A dragon from the movie Cars. I mean, that is a good point. That is because in Cars there were the weird tractor cows, right? Right? Am I remembering correctly? There was that field full of tractors that were mooing, and then one of them got pushed over because cow tipping, haha, lol. So presumably there are car dragons, right? Oh god, now I want a medieval swords and sorcery style Cars movie. Hell yeah. And the harvestable as well. Exactly. I feel as though there's a bunch of untapped potential in the Cars universe. Immediate regret as soon as I said it. Just don't involve you in the consequences. That's my problem. So this person here, Fire. Yeah, no, you can see her profile on the Discord. Yeah, no, that's her. She told me. She gave me permission to use her expertise. That'd be dope. That's Disney. It is. It is Disney. Cars is so cursed AF. You're not wrong, but at the same time, I want to see it. I want to see what vehicle they use. Because they got to choose one, right? They can't just be it's a dragon made out of car parts. I mean, actually, now that I say that, that's totally something that they would do. But they'd have to choose a vehicle, surely. Hi, Cherry. Hi. How you going? How's your weekend? Construction cranes as car drag. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. You had a conversation with work recently. Want a werewolf, bipedal or quadrupedal, big or normal? How many people bits? You want fully transformed? Some people bits half a man's face still attached. are we going vampire here and basically giving people fur? It's very much so. It's very much so like assembling like an action figure. Yeah, for sure. Disney definitely. Disney wouldn't do that. It's too good of an idea. So quickly throw you under the bus. See if you ever tell you some information again. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. 'Cause I'm just covered in yogurt without you. You see if you're in the pit? Absolutely not. Not with a 15. Your kiddo is obsessed with it. The more rabbit hole, the more cursed. Everyone should draw the cursed nature of it. I like it when, like, I personally have it's a guilty pleasure of mine to appreciate the creativity that went into the cursed Sonic design. Sorry, ads. We'll continue this after. Since I sang it so nicely, I'll consider it. Thank you. Thank you. Consideration is all I ask. Is it moss? It's moss, right? That this discoloration build-up is on buildings. Surely, right? Where it grows into the pores of the material. Welcome back. Cars are creatures with an open circulatory system, oil, and may or may not be insects. Speaking of cursed. But yeah, as I was saying before, I'm one to appreciate the cursed design of the initial live-action Sonic. Very much so. I find it incredible. Feral rat noises. Hell yeah. Just a quick reminder that the world is an open world game. Have free will. Nothing stops you from bringing a sock puppet to your next meeting. True. So, who needs the job? You know? Who needs the job? Who needs to be hired? I'll bring a sock puppet to my next client interaction. I think they'll find it charming. It's probably moss, yeah. I'd imagine so. Congratulations, Ari, for checking in for the first time. Incredibly exciting. If I stumble over myself at all tonight, apologies. I can feel myself a little bit, what's the word? Scatterbrained? I guess scatterbrained is the word. Head fog. I've got head fog. So if I just, like I just did, if I just start trailing off and looking up at the stars, just assume that that's the alcohol kicking in. You've had head fog all week? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. We spoke about it yesterday. Because I've reset my sleep, my body is experiencing like withdrawals, like bad sleep withdrawals. I don't know how else to describe it. My body is so used to sleeping poorly that because I'm getting decent structured sleep now, my body's going, what's wrong? Oh God, shut down. It'll take about a week to clear. It's a season change for you, you think? Weather shift? Jet lag? It feels like that. It feels like the weather shift jet lag kind of grogginess. But I know for a fact it's because I've straightened up my sleep schedule. My body is panicking. This is all wrong. You're supposed to have woken up like 2 hours ago, dazed and confused. Swing shift was horrible for that. I could not imagine having to readjust your work shift like that. That sounds awful. Absolutely awful. The idea of working day and then for the following week you have to work night shift. Oh, no, just absolutely not. I'd be destroyed. Weekly? No. No, see, like, no. Just, no, that's a no from me, dog. Not sure if you'll have to do daylight saving time shenanigans, but that totally swings you out as a night shifter. Yeah, we do daylight savings. We had it kick in October. It was so bad. Yeah, I can imagine. I can, as somebody who struggles with it semi-regularly, of having to readjust sleep, the thought of having to because it's not just I have to fix my sleep, it's I have to fix my sleep at a cadence that somebody else is expecting. I can't do that. I would explode. I wouldn't die. I would cataclysmically rupture. I would create a maelstrom of arcane energies with myself as the center point. You don't see the sun now due to DST? DST? Daylight save. Yep. Yep. You see it in the morning sometimes. Yeah, night shift would be brutal. Night shift would be brutal with daylight savings. Your brain read DST as dysregulatory sleep disorder. I mean, hey, it is an approach to reading. That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun to play a character. God, I'm so D&D brained at the moment. It would be so much fun to play a D&D character who reads documentation in ways that they want it to be. So they receive an order to like go and do a quest, for example, and they're like, "What? This says that I've been anointed as the new ruler of this land." Hell yeah! It's like, no, absolutely not. What piece of paper did you read? You went to school full-time, worked full-time as a night shifter for one semester. There was 1 day a week you were up for 38 hours straight. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. When I was studying architecture, it was a regular occurrence that I would have sleepless nights to try and get work done, and it's just not a way to. It's just not a way to consistently live. You just can't do that long term. You're burning the candle at both ends. You just implode eventually. I know some people last for a little bit, but you'll eventually have a breaking point, you know? You're invited to a campaign yesterday. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Want to see a D&D campaign with a narcoleptic player character? No, they exist. You've got insomniacs who are elves, obviously, and then the narcoleptics would be what? Wouldn't be racial; it'd just be barbarians, I guess. Oh no! It'd be warlocks, right? Because they're constantly wanting to short rest. Yeah, there you go. Boom. You have type 1 narcolepsy. What comprises type 1? It would be warlocks, yeah. No. Okay, now because there's light bouncing up off the stairs here, I'm going to inject a little bit of light color into the bottom of this railing just to spice things up a little bit. Add a bit of variety. Just imagine I cast fire. Yeah, I mean, yeah, correct. Yep. Did the 5-minute challenge as well. Or what'd you end up with? Type 1 means you have cataplexy, which means that you have loss of muscle control when you get emotional. So get happy, body shuts down, sad, body shuts down. There is medication for it, which is mostly just antidepressants to prevent you from having strong emotional responses. Really? That sounds awful. That's the one solution, is just to try and keep a wrap on it. Sorry to hear it, bud. Half-Fire just invents new spell through half being asleep. Doesn't expend spell slots. Now the walls are made of hot coals in a cone. Forward of your staff on the floor. But you're asleep, obviously. Not gonna lie, you think yours is more accurate? Oh, for sure. I wasn't trying to make mine accurate. But I mean, hey, if you were aiming for accuracy, hell yeah. Didn't want to be that chatter. Have an ear infection. Having a super hard time here. Oh no, all good, all good. I was asking if that's the only method of staying on top of it is just like controlling your emotional state. If that's the case, that sucks. Oh, nice. I like it a lot. Sleep is why you don't lose a spell slot, but if you have enemies in front of you, they're either dancing on the coals or also coals if you're pretty well confident. Struggling in exasperation or defeat, or how ridiculously easy it was to defeat those two goblins. But to be fair though, you're probably more confused more than anything when you wake up, I'd imagine. These stairs are starting to look... Oh, good lord. What does a 20 polymorph look like, Biz? How the heck does anyone Just saying the fire cause things to turn into cold. Exactly, because you're seeing A and you're seeing C, but you're not seeing B. It's not too bad. Can feel sleep attacks coming. So if something happens, you just tell people you need to lay down. Right. Okay. So like there's a little bit of forewarning. Fair. You weren't expecting that. I mean, you got to think of something. You can give yourself all the time in the world. It's like if you like the initial drawing and you want to expand on it, go ahead. So you cast it on yourself and become a dragon? Hell yes. Or you'd be a sick dragon as well. You'd be a sick dragon. I can imagine like the eyeballs opening up all over the wings. I'd be so cool. Instead of traditional horns, you'd have like tendrils at the back of your head. Such a good look. Such a good look. But Ms. Dragon is such a vague word. Ms. becomes a garbage bag of yogurt. Tragedy. Imagine casting polymorph but falling asleep before finishing saying polymorphs. That just comes as polymorph. Encroaches all the polygons in the area. I think I've seen the polymorph spell being used in Skyrim, actually. I have a distinct memory of playing Skyrim and then all of a sudden seeing every ray of light in the game being displayed to me in the form of a line. So I just had lines everywhere, all over the map, and it was terrifying. Terrifying's probably the word. Good old Bethesda. You're stuck in the center of it. Oh, dearie dear. I was stuck in the center of it. Why am I so scared of adding darker bits? Because all of that is substantially darker in the reference. But I'm just so afraid. No fear. No fear. Deciding between playing a Genie Warlock. Want to play Ifriti Genie, but it's not that good and you're not feeling down. Or playing Chronology Wizard, which you mean Wizard's kind of your favorite class anyway. I suppose only really you can answer the question of, would you like to play something different? Or would you like to play something comfortable? If you want to play something comfortable, I'd recommend leaning in the Wizard direction. Am I painting on one layer? Not all of it. A lot of it, yeah. So that's all on one layer. That's all on one. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing layer hygiene very well at the moment. 3 layers. And then we've got some grey coming through on the floor here. Like that. Imagine unlocking the secrets of the Wabbajack before. I mean, speaking of Eldritch, yeah, no, that would be an incredibly Eldritch outcome. What if abomination? What if? I'm really starting to appreciate how abstract you can be with wall details. I don't need to render every brick. I don't need to make sense of how a window works, as long as the perspective is right. But even then, I can play it a little bit loose. Obviously, depending on how clean you want the image to be. If I want it to be like a super organized image where you can see all the detail, then okay, maybe you're going to be a little bit less loose with the windows and as compared to what I'm doing at the moment. But still, more flexibility than I initially thought that I had, which I'm appreciating. The problem with Ifriti is that it's a blaster style warlock, but warlock doesn't have a lot of slots to fuel their blasting. However, making a vessel a ring and giving it to your rogue would allow them to sneak into places and take you along as the backup just in case. I mean, is it 2014 or 2024 rules? Do you know? It can be so hard to do a big changes on one layer. Sometimes you duplicate the OG because you like the way the paint looks when it's all on one. Yeah, okay, so kind of having a bit of both, where you have it all on the one layer, so you get to have the paint all blend together, but taking multiple instances of it just so that you can keep things clean if you want particular elements. Yeah, cool. You have to constantly remind yourself that Control-Z exists. 2014, haven't looked at 2024. 2024 Warlock is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, it'll depend on what the DM is running. You have a safe backup in case you hate the way it looks when you do the drastic color shift. Yeah, I do that. I do that with some of my big pieces. It's good to have that approach because it means that you're not stuck behind fear. Because there can be instances of, you know what, I probably need to change this, but if I screw it up, I've put a lot of work into it so far. Duplicating it at that point is good because it means that you can just play with it without thinking about it and just be like, yep, let's put in the drastic changes that I feel that it needs and then see where it fits from there. And then you have the option of going back if you need to. Perhaps you'll give it a look, not against playing something bad in order to have fun. Well, 2024 gives all lot more options to make builds work. Plus, I believe they've just recently added Genie Warlock back into 2024 with the Heroes of Faerun, I think. Hi, Ali B. Welcome, welcome. Working on a study, a streetscape study specifically. I've done plenty of landscapes. But streets, very much so not. So I'm trying to get built things into my system. Final.bsd, final loan for real. Yeah, final one for real. It gets a little bit like that. It gets a little bit like that. I've broken out of that habit when it comes to commission naming form. I do the 01 so that I can have 02, 03, 04 with all of the additional changes, because I started like that. It broke me when one client kept asking for redos, and it just destroyed my naming vernacular. It just destroyed my system completely. So I needed to change things. Adapt or die, I think, is the word. The finalist final, yeah, exactly. Sorry, Jamie, my scatterbrain at the moment can't read the big paragraphs. Apologies. That's on me. I attempted it and my eyes just gave up. How are you doing, Ali B? How was your weekend? How's your week been so far? Oh, ads in 3 minutes. Lovely chatting, but it's time for you to attempt the sleeps. Thanks for the crazy vibes. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for raiding. My goodness. Good luck with sleep. You got this. I believe in you. I'll catch you later. Let me just double check. No. Awful. I keep forgetting to follow. I'll see if I can jump into a stream. But yeah, have a good night, bud. Catch you later. And Miz as well. Understandable. Time for you to have time for sleep. Have a wonderful stream. Look after yourself, Miz. Have a good rest of your day. Nice to be able to stick around a little bit longer this time. Appreciated. I always appreciate the company. Thank you very much. Thank you for the raids. Enjoy your day. Nice and chill. Just working through second year of chemistry degree. Ooh, hell yeah. Do you have intentions with your chemistry degree? Is it a case of wanting to go into like forensics or like analysis, that kind of thing? I'm not too familiar with the kind of occupations that you can get with chemistry, but I'm curious. It's 5 a.m. Good idea. Yeah, of course. Look after yourself, Harry. Thank you for stopping by. Sleep well, bud. Catch you later. Bye. Brain melts. Also gonna go. Oh, good. All good. Thanks for hanging out, Jamie. Look after yourself, bud. Thank you for the company. Get into both of those. Don't have any big goals at the moment, but you just like the subject and wanted to explore. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I know somebody who went into forensics, so it was the one thing that I could pull out that one knowledge card and be like, oh, chemistry. But no, fair enough. Chemistry was one of those subjects where I took it because I felt like I had to in school, but didn't really engage with it. But now, after the fact, I could absolutely imagine falling in love with chemistry. History is another one like that. Physics, I like the theories in physics. I don't like the equations in physics. I find them incredibly mind-numbing. And I feel as though you kind of need to know the theory in order to do theoretical physics. I don't think you'd be like, I'm just here for the vibes. 18's not bad. 18's not bad at all. Not too. How you going? How you doing, bud? Just waking up, so a little groggy. Understandable. I woke up 13 hours ago, I think. That's how time works, right? And I'm still feeling groggy. So take all the time you need. Zooming in on that bit, the window is actually a little bit more maroon than what I initially had. Oof, yeah, it's just one of those days. I said it yesterday, I'll probably be suffering from grogginess for the next week or so until my body gets used to sleeping properly. I don't get it. I'll happily function on awful sleep structure, awful sleep like duration. But then as soon as I get sensible sleep, my body goes, ugh, yuck. You want me to eat this? Yuck. Strange detailing in the back. What the heck is that connected to? What? That's connected to... What? What are you connected to? Lamp? Because it's not that. Because that's on the building behind. So that's the top, and then it's connected to like think, is it on here? I guess. Sure. I suppose. Why not? Why not? My replacement microphone arrived in the mail today. That's this one here. I don't sound any different, do I? Hopefully. It's the same model microphone, but technically they're different generations because I bought my other one like 5 years ago. I was not gonna lie, like a little bit of poop, just like a tiny bit. When people were being incredibly nice yesterday and complimenting me on the quality of my voice, with me in the back of my head thinking, "Oh God, I've got a replacement microphone coming in tomorrow. What if I boot up stream today and it just comes through with, 'Hi, it's Mahali. Nice to meet you. Lovely stream we're having today.'" Oh, it would have been awful. Death. I would have experienced death. Haven't noticed things. Brilliant. No change is good change. Which is weird because I'm not a. Oh God, the voice crack. Which is weird because I'm not a strong believer in like, oh, I'll never change anything ever. But this particular thing, I don't know. All the compliments have been getting into my own head. What am I learning? I'm learning that even though there are sections of these walls that don't necessarily have detail on them, there's so much going on with the texture. So much going on. Do you cut your hair today? I don't know, do you? I also need to give my hair a trim. Thank you for the reminder. Have you seen those? There are videos on YouTube that are literally just people color matching paint. And it's maybe the most impressive thing I think I've ever seen. Like, stand aside Red Bull, stand aside people like jumping off the top of Mount Everest and doing a backflip from space and stuff. I'm not interested. Because what I am interested in is somebody sitting there like scraping little paint scrapers and then like taking out little dollops of paint and mixing them into a thing and getting the color match 1,000,000% accurate. And I know like there'll be a moment where the bubble of impressiveness pops where it sets in like, oh, they're like cutting the camera or something in a way that allows them to sit there like comparing the paint over and over and over again to like, but still ridiculously impressive. You've needed it for a little while now, but been unable to find the energy. Yeah. Those videos make your brain mad because your brain is so dead sure that those colors won't make the color, and then it does. It's good, isn't it? It's pretty satisfying to watch. Yeah. Yep. There'll be a moment of, maybe I could color match like that, immediately followed by nope. Just like how there are shapes that when shifted to a different perspective, they change into a different shape. Have a literal visceral reaction, like the primal in you is like, it's a witch. Fire just leaping back onto the back of her chair, just hissing and pointing at the screen. Bloody witch. The next Brink-related fan art you want to make is of the Bone Collector. Time to research the archives. Yeah. There's one quote-unquote official one that's in the basic lore, but then there's another one that actually appears in... Oh, it was one of our shared canvases from a while ago. You'll have to go digging. It's in the Share Your Art section. It'll be a post by me if you want to search it, and it'll be one of the big community canvases. Noctua did a little Bone Collector. That's amazing. Really cool. After stream, I'll go through. I'll dig through the archives and I'll find exactly where it is and I'll repost it. It'd be a shame not to. Don't spit on me. Nivel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. How you going? Let me know if I've got pronunciation on that correct, by the way. I'd hate to have stuffed it up. How you doing? How's your week been? Wait, Wait. The Hawk Tour girl had tried to do like a meme coin? What? I mean, it shouldn't be surprising, but it is still surprising. Do I DM? Yeah, I do. I'm in the middle of writing up a new adventure for a few players. It was good already? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Graham. Thank you. Being kicked out from the party after soft-locking your Aarakocra backup character. Oh, no. Hawk Tour. Ooh, that's a big oof. My first ever character was Power. Spelt Elven, because of course it was. Power, who was a ranger. Power the ranger. Was it a coincidence? I was never invited to play D&D since, and I had to start running my games a decade later. You go back to lurking. Wanted to take a look at the progress. Thank you. But yeah, Neville, to fully answer your question, yes, I send people into the pit. I do DM. I've DM'd for about 4 years, with about a year break in between. I've run in person, I've run online, I've run campaigns, I've run one-shots, I've run adventures, I've run short shots, I've run everything. Today you're not lucky? It's tough. Power word hook tour. 4? Yeah. I started learning how to DM for D&D during the pandemic. Had a bit of free time, and I'd always wanted to. I'd seen some of the cover art for the D&D books, and they looked sick. So yeah, I ran for a group of 6 players, I think it was. That was too much. That was way too much. But hey, trial by fire, right? Jump in the deep end. Okay, so since you won't let my Power Ranger play, I'm introducing my brand new Paladin, whose oath is to protect the world through the power granted to them by their deity. Zordon. What do you mean I'm kicked out again? Again? What? Like how easy it is just to shave most of it yourself. Don't have to go to the bubble that much. Yeah, I've been tempted in the past. What if I was just... I'm not going to do it again. What if everyone was just bald? Like, let's just think about it for a second. Let's just imagine that world. Wouldn't that be amazing? We wouldn't have to worry about hair, you know? I wouldn't have to draw hair, because nobody has hair. It would be so good. It's not a lecture, it's just me daydreaming out loud at you when you try to leave. You should prepare for the rant board. No, never. Me ranting? I would never, not in my life. The Alpha 5 Warforged all over again. Well, I mean, it makes things so much easier in every way. If I wish to rep Bald World, must become a denizen. Yeah, that's true. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't champion it myself. If you happen to fall within the effective radius of my monologue, that's on you. Well, that's what I'm saying. Just because I'm ranting and raving. Frick. that has very strong, I'm going to start swinging my arms around and walking towards you. And if you get hit, it's your fault. Like that kind of energy at that point, I feel. If you're a wizard, you learn the bald spell. I feel like the bald spell would be so overpowered though. Any sort of social scenario. I need to create a distraction. Quick, make someone bald. So the blind collector is just a beastie? Like, do they have an origin, a purpose, or mechanics? Seen some sketches and they remind you of a skeletal Nina from Full Metal Alchemist. Funny that you say that. People did actually start mentioning that episode of Full Metal Alchemist when I started drawing them. They're an unknown. They're a question mark. They've always been here. They kind of have domain over this area, but nobody really knows why, how, what abilities they have or anything like that. Just if you piss off the bone collector, you tend to go missing type deal. Need to kill the vampire quick. Make the man standing by the window bald to reflect the light. Exactly. God. Broken is an ability. What is that? Concrete something and then like metal cage then business going on top? Sure, why not? Okay. I needed to go into that degree of detail. Pulls your skeleton out. It is painless and won't kill you. I think it's the opposite actually. I think it is painful and will definitely kill you. It will not be a swift death. Death by skeleton go bye-bye, I feel is maybe the worst thing. The worst thing you can commit somebody else to. You love using otherwise useless powers as unique damage types. Love seeing your DMs try to work out what math their new Act of Defiance falls under. I feel as though D&D becomes quite boring if it's just stat block versus stat block. You can have some degrees of big spell, do big number, roll lots of dice. By all means, but if there's a player at the table who wants to do something other than that, I'm not going to say no. I sound quieter a lot quicker when I move a little away from my mic. Really? Okay, so if I'm back here, then it sounds a lot quieter. That might be my gain then. I'd imagine that's my gain. Missing a good horror opportunity to have flesh piles roaming the pit. Very quiet, yeah. Interesting. Okay. If I crank it up to this, maybe this is a little bit better. Hard to hear me. going to come up on this screen, isn't it? Perfect. Bit better, you think? Let's try bumping it up to here. Is this better? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. In the last game played, you're a lichen. You were attacked during your beach episode session. That was the day you had to work out what damage is done by a... as it snaps and rocks off the pelvis of a wolfman, quickly becoming too large. Oh, no, a G-stroke. Oh, good lord. Yeah. Much better? Yeah, hell yeah. Cool. Oh, Fields was reveling in the fact that he didn't have to listen to me. I'm sorry, buddy. Fields, just for you. I'll mute myself next stream. Put the cat on the... Yeah. Just had a beach episode 2 last Sunday. What? Are people... is this a thing? Do people just do beach episodes in D&D? I didn't realize this was a common occurrence. Hit the 30-minute mark for your baby dragon. Ooh. It's an anime trope, but it's fun to do after or before like a really big battle as a little relaxer. Yeah, fair. Had to help your mentor catch his familiar. Sort of like a bottle episode where you just go shopping. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Well, Slinky, the thing is, your rendition is looking closer and closer to the show Game of Thrones' version of Drogon, right? You can make Drogon look however you like, because it's based off of the book's description, right? So you can have your interpretation of what a Drogon looks like. It's called a beach episode because they often happen to go to the beach. Yeah, fair. Yeah. But if your intention is to recreate that particular look of Drogon, hell yeah. Sent to the Discord. Let's have a look. Nice. Drogon D's nuts. Wow. See what happens. See what happens, Fields, when you just kind of open the door to the D's nuts jokes. They never stop. You never understood beach trips. I have thalassophobia something fierce, so of course I'm going to agree with you. But I understand the general premise. It's like, yaha, we get to experience something different. Like, it's very much so something like a holiday, emblematic of holiday time type deal. You get it, but you also kind of hate most of it. You like body surfing, hate sand. I've just had too many experiences of like, hey, look, the ocean wants to kill you, but like secretly. You live on a shoreline. Beach is mad boring. Nighttime beach, much more chill. Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind nighttime beach, yeah. But like, not being in the water. Just to clarify. You like swimming. Also, Danish waters weren't dangerous for the most part. Aren't dangerous for the most part. Yeah, that's fair. I can't say the same for Australian waters. Jellyfish? Yeah, we got them. Crabs? Oh, so many. Like... Fish that want to kill us? Yeah. Sharks? Yeah. Octopus that want to kill you? Hell yeah, we do. We got lionfish. We got rockfish. We got a blue ring octopus. We've got Portuguese man-o-war. We got just like literally everything under the sun. Is the right one a reference or the full frame? Can't tell. The one on the right is a reference. Full frame is up the top left. And then the one that I'm actively working on is this one here. Got to be wary of currents in some places, but that's the only thing. No dangerous animals. Yep. Yep. How you doing, elf thing? Elf thing? Elfing, I think. My bad. Sorry, my eyesight is terrible. How you doing? How's your week been? How is Australia still around? What do you even trade in? Exactly, that's the thing. We trade in death. We just have boxes of deadly things that we ship out to places. Correct, yeah? Hell yeah. How you doing? But yes, just in case you were in ad hell for a second, this one is the one that I'm working on. This one on the left. This is a reference on the right. I guess I am trying to replicate it as much as I can. But the real sort of meat and potatoes that I'm trying to pull out of it are the like lighting, textures, perspective, that kind of thing. Because I'm trying to apply these lessons to, if I can find it, this illustration. I started working on this illustration like a month and a half ago, 2 months, something. I hit a bottleneck with it, and instead of just mashing my face against a wall, trying to like push through it the hard way, I've decided to do studies instead to figure out what I'm missing. We're gambling debt experts. I'm personally not. Australia as a whole, maybe. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. They can be in the dunes. All the creatures of Australia can be everywhere is the problem, right? I mean, take the drop bear, for example. Any forested area, and you could just insta-killed. One shot, one hit KO. Come back to me now at the turn of the stream. You do, yeah, we just hit the half-hour mark. Halfway mark. I know how time works. It's cozy in here. Thank you. Thank you. Quite a bit of effort goes into making this place as cozy as possible. If anybody's not cozy, I start cranking up the music, like heavy metal, and start yelling at people. But that's a lie. I do not do these things. Don't even get you started on the Australian hoop snake. Oh, good lord. We have opium. Yeah, true. Yeah, our best export. But how you doing? How you doing, Elthing? How's your week been so far? Get up to much? Oh God, my voice is just giving out. I can hear it. Ahagam. Don't remember English name is only dangerous to really young kids, sick people and very old people. It's your only venomous animal, really, and the vast majority of cases you'll just be fine. What is it? Like reptile, mammal, marsupial? No, they're all ours. Mythical creature. What are we talking about? You're all right? Got woken up by your cat today? Got a package? From Black Friday. Hell yeah. Speaking of, yeah, I just got my replacement microphone in from Black Friday deals that I purchased on the weekend as well. Hell yeah, twinsies. Common European Viper. Ah, of course. Yeah, okay, cool. Makes sense. Happy in New Zealand where all the bugs are normal sized and not deadly. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do get a little bit jealous. It would be something like the colder climate or something. Insects don't like it as much. No bears, no snakes. You good? Yeah. What mic did I get? I got a replacement Blue Yeti microphone. My old one had served me incredibly well. I had it for like 5 years or something, but got quite busted up to the point where my sound was just randomly cutting out. So I had to get a replacement. Don't overanalyze. The differences aren't that bad. I'm just comparing some of the... Whatever. All good. Got that Black Friday yarn. Nice. Think maybe you said it on Monday. You did. Oh, that's so cool. When did you get it in? Insects like New Zealand fine. They're just not scary. Sure. But like... I'd imagine it's something to do with climate. Surely. It can't just be, there's an ocean in the way, therefore all the bad ones are in Australia. Teehee. It's got to be something else, surely, right? It can't just be Australia sucks. It could just be Australia sucks. Frick. I think it might... Yeah. The thought seed was already planted in my head. What can I say? I've started learning how to use a program called Obsidian recently. And it makes me feel so cool. Whenever I'm using it, it makes me feel so cool because there's like HTML coding in it and stuff. So I get like Hacker Man feels. It's very fun. FYI, Blue microphones use AI for marketing. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, all good. It's very difficult to avoid nowadays. Interestingly, Australia only has 66 venomous species, whereas Mexico has 80 and Brazil has 79. Though of those 66, you have the most venomous ones. That's the thing, right? Is we have all of the showstoppers. It's less that we've got the most and less that we have like the most lethal, although I'm pretty sure that we do have most of them. And it's more just like the mind-numbing concentration of like particularly nasty ones, I think, is what gets everybody guffawing. Forget about the venomous ones. Lost a war against birds. We did the great emu confrontation. What wins in a fight? Bunch of emus or some guys with guns? Trick question. You haven't been able to use the guns yet because the emus have snuck up behind you and nothing personnel kid snapped your neck from behind. Pickup trucks lose against kangaroos all the time as well, to be fair, living in Australia by pure luck at any given time. Yeah, correct. Where I'm half joking when I say the life expectancy of Australians is like 13. Fun fact, Australians have 2 kangaroos per inhabitants, New Zealand 4 sheep, and Denmark 3 pigs. For sure, like the animal uprising is just a matter of time. Count your blessed days, because we're fricked. We're so fricked. Also got those Aussie magpies. Yes! That's the thing, right? It's like cruel and unusual punishment at that point, right? Okay, so you've got birds that are like incredibly territorial and hang out in neighborhoods. It's like, oh, well, God, are we safe nowhere? Answer, correct. Yeah, we are safe nowhere. Australia's like 80% empty. True. Australia's so weird. Have black widow spiders, but also birds. I will agree. We do have some good as well, like baby wombats, baby echidnas, ringtail possums, like sugar gliders. We have cute things galore as well. Bilbies, my God, platypuses. Not even close. It's not even close. Can't even compare. Mockingbirds out here, just magpies concentrated into smaller packages and full of the same range. I had a kookaburra that had my name tattooed on its shoulder. Actually, no, for real. I would wake up every morning in my old house to the sound of like apocalyptic impact, where my window frame was shaking due to the impact of kookaburra against glass. Basically every morning. It was insane. That bird wanted me dead. Got to make friends with them outside of swooping season. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, magpies are incredibly social creatures, so it probably would be a viable strat. The problem is when you're just moving through an area, you know? That's been my interaction with magpies, is I just so happen to be moving through this neighborhood and, oh God, I'm sorry. Wallabies too. Exactly. Yeah. So many just little guys. We've got penguins. Little known fact. We've even got a place called Penguin Island. You saw penguins yesterday? Nice. You once hand-fed a wallaby? Oh, that's so cute. We've got some pretty sick birds as well, like galahs, 28s, kookaburras. Yeah, no, we've got some really cool wildlife as well. I won't say it's all negative. I think Frog would kill me if I said that. Magpies aren't even real magpies. They just look like them because of their colours. Define real magpies for me then. Because I don't know, they feel pretty real. How I feel about continuing? Probably not tonight. Probably not tonight. I don't have biblically accurate Drogon in my veins at the moment. Not actually related to the Corvid family, right? Is there an actual magpie elsewhere? You have biblically accurate EP in your veins? If you are sleepy, if it's time for bed, then please do. I thoroughly enjoy your company, I always do, but if it's time for bed, it's time for bed. Don't care if it's accurate or if it's my art. Do whatever with, you know. I'll refund for now. After stream, I'll go through and refund your points, and then we can continue it with a later stream. Yeah, in not Australia. Yeah, fair, understandable. Wait, so we just went. So let me just clarify. Let me just clarify. We went, yeah, it's probably a magpie, and then it's just that's what we called it. Called magpies because they look color-wise like the ones you have in Europe. Oh, God, again, I get you. Yeah, the more that I hear about the more that I hear about the European settlers coming into Australia, the more it sounds just like frat boys, like wandering around with kegs. Just like, oh, yeah, magpie. Ah, got him. That was just an inside joke with yourself of a poster you made of a biblically accurate bed to represent your sleep. A biblically accurate bed sounds horrifying. Magpies are fake, ours are real. Take that, Australia, frick. Benson Boone? No. Doesn't ring a bell. Hello, air conditioning unit. He's a singer who's famous for backflipping. Also have a drawing of a bensonically accurate Boone. Yeah, no, I've never heard of that. That sounds incredible though. Wait, famous for backflip, like on stage? That sounds terrifying. But I mean, I suppose it's not the worst thing that gets done on, like, Pink got quite famous for doing like actual acrobatics on stage and stuff. Not to imply that backflipping isn't actual acrobat, but you know what I mean. Your favourite Australia law is that you have a bunch of places called Batman. We do. No, we do. There's a place in Melbourne called Batman Avenue, I think, is the one that I've directly heard about. But yeah, no, apparently we had like a Vincent Batman or something who went around pointing at things and going, Batman, which is just incredible. It's just so good. Sent a helpful image in Discord. Ooh, let's have a look. It's not even close. This isn't, it's not even freaking close. What? This doesn't look like this at all. It's just vaguely kind of colour, but not even. Because this has a blue undertone, and it's a black beak. Red eye, blah, blah. It's a different size bird, different shape, everything, literally. It's me, John Batman. Yeah, exactly. Batman. I love this idea of just walking, like this guy with thumbs in suspenders, just strutting around, pointing at things and yelling Batman. Is canon in my head now. But these are completely different birds. You're not telling me that somebody looked at this other bird and went, yeah, no, that's the same as that. I mean, I suppose they didn't have side-by-sides. But still, it's not even close. It would be like looking at a cassowary and being like, turkey. Has kind of the same kind of feathers, and like it has legs, and it has a little gobbledygook thing underneath. Turkey. It's his thing. He backflips off pianos while singing. Incredibly specific, but sure. Yeah, okay. Batman was one of the founders of Melbourne, which is one of your favourite facts. That's incredible. I'd like to think that Melbourne is the Gotham of Australia, then, if that is the case. Do you think Australian magpies look cool too? No, don't get me wrong. Both birds are viable. I can't possibly do the maths of comparing one to the other. One is friend-shaped. The other one is distinctly not friend-shaped. Proof non-artists shouldn't be allowed to name things. True. You also have the iridescent feathers. They have blue, green. Well, that's what I was going to say, is like the undertone colours are different as well. Like if you shine light on magpie feathers, they just come through as like black, grey, white. Like there's no colour shimmer, whereas it looked like there was with iridescence, as you were saying before. With your mate. That makes me upset. Not even close. They don't even look close to each other. The bone collector is going to have an inconvenient number of teeth. Ooh. Inconvenient for the bone collector, or inconvenient for the person who's being nom nom chomped by the bone collector? Inconvenient for you, the guy who has to draw the teeth. I'm fair. Yeah, sure. Secret option number 3. Yeah, sure. Inconvenient for the other straw. Yeah, yeah. First try. I don't know why, but I get a funny feeling, like a good funny feeling, whenever I hear that other people are drawing at the same time I am. I don't know what it is. You know that feeling where you're playing a video game and the game gets you to like align a beam of light or something through some windows, or there's a mechanic in Sea of Thieves where you align the sails with the wind and then it fills the sails and then it does like a little ba-ba-ba. I get that kind of alignment feeling in my chest whenever other people are like, oh yeah, no, I'm working on this and this and this at the moment. No, don't. It's incredibly like just like masculine. Hi, Squid. You should get up and draw too. Yeah, absolutely. Do it. There's an anime manga something called the Seventh Prince or something. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but the premise is that there's this child of a kingdom, the seventh in line. So basically, nobody has any expectation for him because he's not a direct successor to the throne. Blah 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 blah. But he's been born incredibly powerful, like apocalyptically so, cataclysmically so. And the joke of the anime is essentially the dichotomy between these two realities. So you've got one reality where he's essentially a reincarnation of like a creation god, basically, in terms of the sheer amount of firepower that he has, juxtaposed with the fact that everybody treats him just like a weird plushie toy thing where they just kind of like drag him around and like flop him on things and stuff. So it'll flip-flop between two art styles where he'll be, you know, being cool and badass and stuff, cut to him being like hugged and thrown around by other characters and he's just like a weird ragdoll. So I'm imagining every time that I describe something and then you guys go, oh, Bahali, oh, you're being cute again or whatever, I become like a weird infantilized ragdoll of a character being chucked around. I am a dragon. I've a dragon soul in my heart or something. Fear me. Something, I have mad aura or something. How you going, by the way, Squid? Yes, it's open. It's the same with Alphonse Elric, going from being drawn as giant intimidating suit of armor to being just a little teal bean with an emoticon face. Yeah, exactly. That's the image that I have in my head every time. Anytime chat anything goes like, "Oh, Bahali." No, I'm a creature of the night. You were freaking out at Stranger Things. You watched the last 2 episodes that are currently out right now, and oh, your days, you're still freaking out. Oh, good lord, that good? Want to think of myself as being the other thing too? No, I'm intimidating. Okay, it's just you wait. It's because I'm sitting down. If I were standing up, then my energy would change. If you had a swear counter around you, it would be in the 30s. Creature of the Night reminds you of that ridiculous song by OCT called Half Horse, Half Man. Okay, I'm not a centaur. I can't admit to being that. You use cute regardless of gender or cool factor. Gender, I don't care. The cool factor, though, that's the concerning thing, because I must be feared as an edgelord. It's my true nature underneath, like my cursed disguise. I have a demon sealed in my left arm that I cannot let free unless the day of judgment is upon us. Have always and will forever call big dragons cute. That's fair. Yeah, okay, all right. I'll lie to myself. I will lie to myself anytime I hear that that descriptor, and I'll think, oh, like a dragon. I'll add that little caveat at the end. In Greek mythology, Charon was a half horse, half man who trained Heros and briefly became a doctor. He was the centaur for disease control. Oh, boo! that's awful. That's horrendous. Oh, good lord! I was not experiencing that to have a pun. I was not expecting that to have a punchline. I was not prepared for that. Yeah, sneak attack. Yeah, sneak attack indeed. That was very good. That was very, very, very good. False sense of education. I don't know. I feel as though you can claim highly educated at that point if you can pull off a joke like that. Just yell at PhD's nuts, do a dab, and then run into the distance. I don't know. Nobody can really argue with that, surely. Each time you come back to check, this one looks way better. Thank you. Stop it. How's work going, Grain? It's going, you guess. Fair. Not you two, did you? Stop. If anything, I shouldn't be concerning myself as much with some of the detail that I'm getting stuck on. It's self-satisfaction at that point, which is fine. Hey, if I'm enjoying myself, then who's to say that I'm being villainous? But I'm pretty pleased with the pace. I would like to, though, get through the rest of this before the end of stream today, though. I think that would be a good goal to set, because that way it means that I'm getting through a study every 2 streams, which is a pretty decent pace. I know that means 8 hours, but also I will admit that I'm not fully, I know, shocking, I'm not fully concentrating during stream, so I'll give myself that out. I'm making excuses for no reason. I don't need to answer to anyone. Trick you. My own expectations. I do what I want. I feel like 1 every 2 streams is a decent cadence, though. I think that's fine. Jade, why does the bone collector have teeth in their eye sockets? Because I started to add teeth to the eye sockets and no one stopped me. That's reason enough. I don't see there being an issue. When you came back to your phone, you didn't know which one was the thumbnail. Stop. That, to be honest, that's not... that shouldn't be the thing that I'm aiming for, but I mean, I suppose I am heading in that direction. I'll extract stuff from that. I'll extract the fact that it means that I'm nailing the vibe. It's not, you're not being hit with uncanny valley reaction, which is good. So regardless of its accuracy, if you're not getting that feeling of like, oh, that's a bit off, then I'm fulfilling my purpose. Trying to solve the issues you're creating. It's a two-edged sword, yeah. One step forward, one step back. Feels a little bit like that sometimes. You need feedback. You did a study of how the artist you're studying does the eyes of her character, but you don't know if it's missing anything, you guess? Yeah, send it through. I'll have a look. Decided to go back to pen drawing for a while. It's for your soul. Hell yeah. If it makes you if it makes your art soul sing, then go for it. It does. You're tiring yourself sometimes. Yeah. Yep. I've had that with a few commissions in the past where I sit there going, I know that I've just spent 3 days working on this particular thing, but I liked it better before. Frick. Sent it through. I'll have a look. Doesn't exactly make it sing, but you find it more soothing. It's a quiet song. A song nonetheless. The eye you did a study from. Let's have a look. Compare to that. What would you like feedback on? I can speak to the color. I can speak to the reflection. I can speak to the shape. What would you like to hear? Not even doing commissions. Wish it was art related. Your eyes hurt from looking at the screen for at least 3 to 4 days. Yeah. Don't even know how to do commissions, to be honest. You're not that good. I think commissions are pretty straightforward. It's just, hello, I would like an art, please. And it's like, oh yeah, sure. 50% up front, please, because otherwise you could do a criminal. And they're like, yeah, no, that makes sense. And then they pay you half. And then you do the thing. And you go, here you go, I did the thing. And oh, excellent, here's the other half. Easy peasy. Just in general, honestly. Nothing really specific. You just need a different set of eyes on it instead of yours because you don't see what's wrong with it, but it just feels like it's wrong. Okay. I'll very tentatively go through the 3 things I mentioned. I won't like really dig into it. I'll just, it'll be like 3 general like things that you can take away. If that makes sense. So this is your eye. If we grab the reference, if I can grab it from Discord, chuck it into the reference file over here. There are a couple of things that immediately stand out. First thing is that the eye shape is a little, loose, where I feel like you could set it into a head a little bit more. What do I mean by this? Do you see how with the face, the eye is kind of sitting in the face? The little tear duct and the edge of the eye are kind of sitting lower than the central point of the eye, so it feels like it's sitting in a surface, right? So I would simply do that in terms of the eye shape. I would bring the center of the eye detail a little bit lower down. So like the edge of the eye and the tear duct, I would just bring a little bit lower, just so that it's sitting in the eye a little bit, like sitting on the face a little bit. If I'm still talking about structure, your pupil is sitting a little bit low, so I would raise that up so that it's sitting center. And then you can keep some of like the reflections and stuff underneath like that. So that's the structural stuff. Is just make sure that you inform the shape of the eye based on how it's sitting on the face. So if you want it to be sitting, then you kind of... I'm doing a really poor job of explaining my thought process, but there's that. The other thing that probably feels a little bit off too is the lighting. So if you look at the face, quite a bit of it is covered in shadow. If you're going to have the highlight like this, you also need to bring in the shadow as well, because light informs shadow. Light doesn't really mean anything unless you have shadow as well. So if you have a look again at the eyeball, you've got kind of this darker shadow on the eyeball as well. So that way, where you've got the highlights, they pop a little bit more because you've got them popping against the lowlights. Like that. And then in terms of the color, so I said shape, I said shading, and I said color. In terms of the color, the only thing that I'll point out is you're just losing the shape of the eye underneath a little bit. So if you have a look at the reference, you can still see the shape of the iris underneath the reflection of the color. So I would just go through and do that. I would just make sure that I have the shape of the iris still coming through, even though I've got color going over the top. That way it gives the impression that the colors are kind of translucent over the top. You know, they're reflected on the surface. It's not the whole thing. And then since I'm doing a little bit of nitpickiness anyway, I'll retain a little bit of that like general eye reflection stuff in the center as well, just to make sure that you get the vibe that there's an iris underneath all the color. There you go. It's a little bit better. But yeah, the main things are like eye shape, make sure that you actually like sit it in the face. Shading, make sure that you include light and shadow. And then color, if you're wanting it to be translucent, make sure that you don't lose the detail underneath. I hope that helps. I feel like I got a little bit lost in the sauce along the way, but hopefully that helps. But otherwise, really good. Really, like you captured the essence of the eyeball perfectly. That helps so much. Maybe the eye shape stuff, you should actually draw the face fully. Yeah, yep. It's all well and good to draw eyes in isolation, but a lot of the time when you see artists drawing eyes from different angles and stuff, they have an awareness of what the shape of the eye looks like from different angles. But if you're still struggling with that, you don't even need to render the face or anything. Just have like a mannequin head and plop the eye into the mannequin head. Isolation, how dare you? Yeah, no, that's fair. I walked into that. Hi, Logic. Hi. Sorry, Logic. I was on a tear. How you going? How's your day been? Gotta say, you appreciate my support so much. Cannot tell you how happy it makes you see my name liking your posts. Not for the commissions yet, for sure. No, all good. And of course, I don't just randomly like posts. By the way, I like things because I like things. It's a self-obvious statement, but it's true. The puns are just common these days. Yeah. Of course, Grain, of course. Billy, you sorted out Logic's stage access? Thank you. It's been a couple of weeks since I've opened up the stage on a Friday, but I should get back into the swing of it next week. Just finished episode 5 of Mighty 9. Wifey is hooked. Loves Molly. My lips are sealed. I didn't say anything, okay? Let the record show. Let the minutes show. Stenographer, I have confirmation. I didn't say anything. I just did, like, nefarious giggling. Cool. Yep, good. You already told her the basic. Yeah, okay. So no rude surprises. Yeah, that's fair. I need to be conscious. I need to be conscious of the new gain levels. I think that's the way that I say it. I need to be conscious of the new gain that I've got on the microphone. Because it sounds good here. But as soon as I have it up here, it starts to get a little bit scrambly. Peaky and crunchy, I think, are the words that come to mind. Doesn't come across that way to you. Really? But I was doing volume tests before, and okay, if you say so. Yeah, all right. I'll take your word. You hear that, everyone? If the volume sounds weird, if it sounds all condensed and stuff and crunchy and awful, you can blame me. You can blame me. Think your ears are just so shot that you don't notice it for you? Like your headset volume is at 72% majority of the time, otherwise it's just too quiet for you? The life of a guitar player. You neither? Think I gotta think more about talking away from the mic rather than right into it? Interesting. So like this? So talk at the screen away from the microphone. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. Does this sound better or worse? What about now? Life of a kid whose eardrums burst at the age of 5. Ah, that would do it. Yeah, that would do it. Just watched it the other day. It's so much better than Vox Machina. But that tends to be the opinion when comparing the campaigns, regardless of the show as well. Where you should be about talking away from it, not at it. Do talk towards the mic, or it gets quiet. Yeah, okay, all right. But my microphone gets lonely all the way over here. Also saw The Wedding of Fjord and Jester. Yeah. I did see a video pop up for that. I wasn't invested in campaign 2, so it's kind of washed over me. I haven't been tempted to watch it. But I'll most likely go back through and binge campaign 2 after I finish with campaign 4. I think I get that impression. They got married in real life. They did. Well before campaign 2 though. Campaign 2 best campaign is the general consensus, yeah. Saw it on here, and you were like, wait, seriously? Yeah. Cannot type as fast as you think. No, you're all good. All good. No need to apologize. Super close to finished, I feel, which is awesome. If I finish with plenty of time, I'm gonna go back through and fix the railing on the left. The thing that's annoying me most with the railing isn't that I haven't gotten it accurate. It's that the perspective is wrong. The perspective on the railing is wrong, but that can wait. That can wait until I've finished everything else. The album artwork is a nice touch. Glad for the change. Oh, down the bottom. Yeah, I totally forgot to mention. Billy helped me earlier today with sorting out a new music bot. Out with the old, in with the new. Which is good because the old music bot had me having to open up a program every time I started streaming. I had to open up a program in order to get the music bot working. I no longer have to do that. One less thing getting in the way of streaming. Hell yeah. Sounds annoying? Yeah, it was. It wasn't too bad. It was simply a case of like, press a thing on my taskbar when I'm opening up OBS anyway, and then it would just do its own thing. But for the past, I want to say 2 weeks, it was coming up with like, close to a month. For the past month, it was coming up with like, you need to verify your Spotify, blah, blah, blah. And I had to go through and like open up my profile in Spotify and go over to the page and refresh it and stuff. It was just getting super annoying. And then it just completely carked it. It completely died. A blessing in disguise, because now I don't have to do any of that. That's awesome. How does one lamp? If one were to lamp, how would they? the mental gymnastics for that CSS. It was worth it. It works like a charm. Like, no complaints at this point. Well, usually you light it. Oh, God, again with the lighting. Speaking of lighting, by the way, Squid, if there was any part of my explanation that didn't make sense, I will take most of it as a viable response to that. Let me know and I can elaborate further if you would like. Because I'd hate to send you off in the wrong direction if you feel that I'm sending you off in the wrong direction. Think you're going to try a few rounds of Overwatch with the boys? Good luck. Good luck. You got this. Good luck and Godspeed. You go back to work and lurk some more? Need to finish working on this or it will consume your soul soon? No, go. Do it. Quick. The beasts from beyond. They hunger for your soul. Champing at the bars of reality. Ate breakfast and now you're drawing too. Welcome. You'll win all the games on my behalf. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody ought to. Good luck. Love the DM voice. I should only pull it out in session when I'm about to absolutely dumpster my players. Oh God, he's doing the voice. The marketplace is quiet, too quiet. You see a shadow darting behind a stall, but your passive perception doesn't pick it up. The detail. The devil is in the detail. You just got done with a rough sketch of the head and the eyes. The sketch looks better than the one before that you did with the eye, so you'll see how this goes. Yeah, good luck. You got this. If I keep doing this, you won't be able to work. Sorry. Believe it or not, I don't tend to dramatize when I DM. I should though. I should. That is a good point. Hi, Copeland. Hi. Just a heads up. Adds in about a minute. I'm going to grab a refill on water and then be back promptly. I won't be gone for too long, I promise. If you have to hydrate, grab a snack, grab art supplies, do chores, whatever it happens to be, ads would be the best time to do it. Thank you for sticking through them, by the way. I know it's a bit of a pain. I appreciate it. I definitely should. Yeah, okay. I'll give it a go. The next game that I'm intending to run is definitely going to be on the darker side of things. So, if anything, it invites dramatizing. Yep. There we go. Grab snack, but from someone else. No, Nocturne, no. That's Frankie's snack. You know they cry when you grab their snacks. You just had to take a family photo? Yeah, sure, fair, all good. Ads are about to hit, just a heads up. So if you've got any chores, or I know you've just come back, but if you've got anything that you'd like to do for the next minute and a half, highly recommend. I'll be back promptly though. Want to see it? Yeah, sure. Instructions were unclear. You took the opportunity. All right, stepping away to grab water. I'll be right back. Quick BRB. I'm back. How'd we go? How are ads? Oh no, Cloud. That's okay. That's okay. There are a lot of us down here today. A lot of it. I rolled a natty 1 right at the top of the stream. How you doing, bud? Okay. You haven't done your daily roll? Wow. I see how it is. No, it's all good. It's cool. You can't complain. You can't complain about not getting a 20 when you've seen so many people struggling to get a 10. It's against the rules at that point. Then what channel is the question? General chatter should do it. Just in the general chat. You've decided that hobgoblins can smell emotions. Not only that, but they can feed off of emotions. You have a line in your head that was, a lonely hobgoblin is a dead hobgoblin. And you think that's true. The emotional scent that a hobgoblin can take in provides an important nutrients that regular food cannot produce. Yeah, okay. So kind of how like plants need nutrients in the soil, they need sunlight, they need water, all in order to make the stuff happen, right? Where hobgoblins would require food, water, emotional scent. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. No, it's cool. Kind of explains the like the social nature. Yeah, no, that's awesome. It don't like it. You've run head first into the cooldown. Sorry, Squid. Sorry, Squid. Because they're fake creatures in your setting based around community. We are getting close. We are getting very close. N64 Billy saw the picture and not even on the stream. Billy is very good at reacting very quickly to these things. Let's have a look. That's amazing. Is that the full... That's the full lens collection. Good lord. Mind if I shot on stream for a second? Is that cool? Nice. But yeah, look at this. It's ghastly. Look away if you're a little bit squeamish when it comes to seeing the anatomy of cameras. But how cool is this? This is beyond me. I don't know the difference between one lens and another, but I do know that you need longer lenses in order to take clearer shots from further away and stuff like that, right? Roughly 13K. I can imagine so. Yeah, I mean, just the cameras alone, regardless of the lenses, makes sense. Those camera lenses and cameras as well, by the looks of things. Yeah. Incredibly impressive. Incredibly impressive. Wait. But there was one camera that was missing. What are you taking the photo with? I imagine your phone. I imagine it was your phone. What are you trying to summon? Come to me, mighty Camthulu. Rise from the ocean's depths. Last two cameras in the series, the first from 2000, the others from 2016. What's the difference between them, or is it just a case of you enjoy collecting just different cameras? Does each of them have a job? If you're lucky, you find those two for 28k, 2.1k, 2.8k. Good lord. The line are all from the same series. Oh, so each of them has their own purpose, or because is it like a phone where each of them are distinctly better than the one before it, but it's just satisfying to have the full series complete. 2 are broken. Repairable though? I'd imagine so, right? One you used the shutter before it broke. The other you got for 10 Australian because it was broken. Used it as a webcam. Yeah, fair. I have considered using a DSLR as a webcam in the past, but then I looked up the prices. I would need far more expertise in the field in order to make that kind of purchase, I think. Got third-party software for it, so just running in micro HDMI to USB capture card. Fair. Almost done with Old Boney. Did it in grayscale with pretty basic shading to save time. I mean, I reckon it would work for the Bone Collector. I reckon that would absolutely work. Okay, that's looking better. Just runs hotter than an iPad with Procreate editing 300,000 layers. Ooh, yeah, okay. That's probably a problem at that point. And you don't fry it instantaneously. How? Procreate eats the battery. Yeah, yep. Mr. Mahali, or can you call me It's? You'll refrain. Oh no. The 7 is tough. How are you doing, Dr. Bob? How was your day yesterday? Are you up early or are you up late? Up early? Good. I've been in the throes of fixing my sleep at the moment, so I'm incredibly empathetic / sensitive to sleep woes at the moment. So I'm glad to hear that it's not a case of unable to sleep. It's hot to the touch, but doesn't turn off, so it's fine. And so I think that's how that works. After you start lowering the number of layers, it stops getting hot for you. Your battery still doesn't like Procreate, but at least the iPad doesn't get too warm. What would you deem to be too many layers? How many is too many for you? Or more accurately, how many is too many for the iPad? The reason I ask is because I'm looking to do a little bit of traveling next year, and I'll be bringing a stream setup with me so that I can stream while I'm doing stuff. So I'm thinking of what I could do for a portable setup. You learned that your mechanics are still wobbly, but your storylines are engaging as all get out. Hell yeah. Did you run something recently? Is that how you got that feedback? Too many layers of triple digit. Yeah, okay. Probably not bumping into that. Depends on the iPad. Fair. How much traveling am I going to be doing? Well, I'll be heading to Japan at the end of next year. I'm also planning on going over to Tasmania. I've made the trip a couple of times in the past couple of years, but I've had to put streaming on pause for those trips. So I'd prefer for there to be a way of me making the trip, streaming while I'm there, and also being able to visit friends at the same time. Those are the two that I'm thinking of at the moment. But yours is an M2 Air 11. Used to get warm after 34 layers. Okay. Because I tend to hit around the 30 mark on some of my bigger pieces. But that's okay. I don't necessarily need to work on big pieces while I'm out and about. If I'm doing traveling stuff anyway, I can do steady streams like this. And I'm on my third layer. So when am I visiting there? I've been thinking about that. I'm probably going to visit my dad the year after next, around holiday times. So I could probably start past. I could probably start to past on that trip, I reckon. Started painting with Photoshop on your PC. First time you got cheap drawing tablet. Yeah, my first foray into drawing on PC was pre-drawing tablet. It was Microsoft Paint with the mouse and mouse pad. Not quite trackpad levels. I can't quite claim that, but definitely mouse. Bone Collector has been posted. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, God. So when you said too many teeth, I now... it's just sunk in. It's just sunk in how many teeth you're talking about. It's too many teeth. It's glorious. It's so good. The teeth in the cheeks, the teeth in the nose, the teeth in the eye socket. It's glorious. It's so good. The Bone Collector comes for your choppers. Glorious. Glorious. Absolutely amazing. Incroyable. Hi, Mild. Hi. Hi. How you going? How's your day been? I don't want to claim that burden. No, absolutely not. Your laptop started stumbling when you hit 50 layers in Photoshop of 6,000 by 4,500 pixels each, stitched together in a panorama. Probably not do that. No, I don't imagine so. Don't imagine so. Photoshop file went from PSD to PSB file since it exceeded 5 gigabytes. Good lord. I've never had that app. That's incredible. You get an achievement at that point, don't you? 79 teeth from your estimates. 79 teeth well placed, I feel. It's given it that je ne sais quoi. The je ne sais quoi being, oh good lord, run. So if you've aimed for that, then you've hit it. You've nailed it. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Years ago, you painted on Microsoft Paint 2, but it was painted with your mouse before you bought the tablet and using Illustrator because you couldn't do it with the brushes using a mouse the way you wanted it to look. For sure, you don't get pressure sensitivity with a mouse, not at all. Been getting some rest? Good to hear. Good to hear. Your molars are forfeit. Oh, good lord. I challenge you, oaf, for your molars. Your teeths. I challenge thee for thy teeths. Declaration of dentistry. Exported panorama was 160 megabytes and 210 megapixel. You think? It's 11 o'clock now. Should I keep going until... Yeah. I should wrap up soon. I've reached a point with it where I could keep going and like perfect little itty bitty nitty gritty bits. But I really shouldn't because that's like unhealthy perfectionism at that point for a study. I will go through and fix the banister though. The railing, that I will fix. That I will absolutely fix. But I feel as though I've extracted the value from this particular image. I don't need to go much further. It's also like if you get the minor parts off, is there any? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is I've extracted the learning bits. Anything beyond this is just for me. Which, I'll be fair. Say no to perfectionism. I'm saying no to perfectionism, except when it comes to this railing, I'm going to say maybe to the railing. I'm considering saying maybe to the railing. $198 megabyte. Oh, good lord. Bold declaration. It's a bold inquiry. Always get the spacing incorrect. I got the spacing incorrect and I got the incline incorrect as well. So let's see if I can fix that. The incline looks something a little like this. Is it metal through your body? Then no. Now I'm just imagining a scene in a horror movie where somebody just gets impaled by a girdle or something, and they go, I've been railed. And then somebody off to the side goes, phrasing. As the resident ace. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the offer, but no. No, thank you. impaled by train rails. Yeah, exactly. The killer's on the side of the killer's on the side of the track, looks at the camera, looks at the camera. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it, and then just walks off. I'm not being paid enough. Detective from 1960s walks up. That woman sure got railed. Yeah, exactly. Proceeds to get cuffed by the other. Yeah, exactly. And that's a violation. What did I say? What did I say? Horror character after they've been beaten to near death by a hammer. When I said we shouldn't get hammered tonight, I didn't mean we should get hammered tonight. I didn't mean this. Turns the camera, canned laughter ensues, and he gets his skull caved in. Yeah. I don't know. I feel as though we ought to have more cabin in the woods style horror movies. I don't know. We've just kind of had a drought. The closest thing we've had is the the weird Winnie the Pooh horror movie, but that was played pretty earnestly, all things considered. Batman, yeah, it's so good. We need more. Always forget Sigourney Weaver is in. I mean, not until towards the end. And to have more scary movie style comedies. Well, that's the thing, right? Is I feel as though Cabin in the Woods kind of existed in this lovely little perfect zone where it wasn't full commit horror, but it still did genuine horror. Scary movie was like a little bit too on the silly side. So Cabin in the Woods borrowed a little bit of that, but didn't go full Looney Town, you know? It sat in like the eye of the storm, so to speak, like perfect zone. Goldilocks zone is the term that I was looking for. It's sat in the Goldilocks zone. I fear that we haven't had any Goldilocks zone horror movies basically since. Imagine Scary Movie X Final Destination. Actually, if anything, I heard that the most recent Final Destination was played a little bit more self-aware, which I don't hate. Sigourney Weaver was born in 1948, before the people had to weave their own Sigourney. It's true. Yes to horror comedies, no to scary movie. Was not for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my jam. Newest Final Destination was a good vibe. Yeah, that's what I heard. All this talk reminds you of a joke. You know, me and Osha agree on a lot of things. For example, we both agree to agree a solid railing is very important. Osha, remind me. I'm terrible with my my abbreviations. Is OSHA violation? I've heard that as a thing. Work safety. Yeah, okay, that would be why. Yeah. In America, of course. Yeah. Okay, it would explain why I've heard of it vaguely. Would also explain why I'm not intimately familiar with it. Where do we find the little Johnny in the minefield in a horror movie? A little bit of everywhere. Over here and there and there. Idle Hands is a great stoner comedy horror film, which is certainly more on the comedy side, but you love it. There's a lot of great horror, funny horror movies, especially ones not meant to be funny. Well, that's the thing, right? Is I do appreciate an unfortunately funny horror movie, but I feel as though Cabin in the Woods kind of made its own genre, and then it wasn't really followed up by anything of note since. Occupational Health and Safety Administration. Yeah, okay. I get the joke. I know, I've ruined it. Now that you have explained it, I have found it funny, but it's clever. I like it. Doesn't Chucky's Bride also fit into comedy horror? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a good point. The Child's Play movies in general kind of fit into that a little bit. Slightly different vibe, but like close enough, I'd say. It's so bad that it's funny, but there's like a degree of self-awareness in it, I suppose, is the distinguishing factor. Best playtester was the one who was the most reluctant to play. So you got to work on the pitch. Finally got to watch Scream recently. Scream's pretty good. I'd say like it has a degree of self-awareness, but leans more on. I'd say that it's part of the gradient. I'd say it's part of the like a little bit more towards the earnestly played, a little less memey than A Cabin in the Woods. But no, definitely kind of in that territory. Want to watch a movie that's so bad it's funny? Watch Shark Side of the Moon. It's about a Russian space program that made a bunch of human shark hybrids which now have colonized the moon. That's incredible. I do remember there being a different action movie that was about Russians on the dark side of the moon that wasn't that. Why is that a thing? Why is that like a reoccurring theme? Weird. Iron something? Something. It'll come to me at some point. Does this involve dice? I hate dice games. And you're like, it's a TTRPG, it involves dice. And you got your best like feedback from this individual? Yeah, okay. Scream is earnest, but Scream 2 has an in-universe Scream film called Stab. It does. Happy Death Day fits the genre, you reckon? Yeah, yep. Yeah, and that was like relatively recent, what, like 4 or 5 years ago? Everyone else was not as committed to the story, right? One guy was distracted by a bunch of people the whole game. Let's quickly snooze that. Either got a little drunk. Yeah, fair. Well, I'm glad that you got good feedback from at least one of your players. Okay. I know it's early. Technically it's late, but I'm going to wrap up here. Just because it's getting pretty late. I know I didn't do the 4 hours, but we got pretty close, and we've wrapped up with the study as well. So I feel as though we've hit the nail on the head. Grenade, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tavern. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, wrapping up as you followed, but welcome in. I hope you've enjoyed your stay so far. How dare I do gotta go. So it looks great either way. Thank you very much. Right, which means that we'll have gotten 2 studies done this week. Huzzah! Pretty happy with it. Can catch next time. Good. I hope your day's been treating you well regardless. But yes. Have an excellent rest of your day or night, depending on where you are, everyone. Look after yourselves. I'll catch you later in the week. Night, everybody. Bye.